Okay, if you guys can hear us and see us okay, please type hi in the chat. Let us know where you are viewing this live stream from. Just to double check that we are all good to go. I see hello from Barcelona, from Vancouver, Canada. Hello, Boston, Michigan, USA, Austria. Wow.
Wow.
And woohoo, says Anya. Awesome. Hey, Anya. Okay. Ann Harbor. Awesome. Okay. And we are live, just to confirm. Thank you so much, everyone. So hello and welcome to our live demo today. We can hear you. Thank you so much. My name is Kathleen. I'll be your host for today. I'm with Etchr Studio. So for those who don't know us, we are an art learning platform and we work with art teachers from all across the globe. And today we are partnering with the one and only Hugo Barros Costa, who is going to show us how to practice confidence with Lineworks using waterproof ink and monochrome watercolors. And our subject today is really interesting. It's a New York skyline. So if that's something that interests you, materials, there we go. Hugo's flashing. He's excited. Awesome. All right. So before we begin, if you have any questions for Hugo, please type them in the chat. This will be a quick demo to show you that you can do this at any time in just a short amount of time. I know you guys are busy, but this is not an excuse to not make art, and Hugo will show you that. And towards the end, we will be having a giveaway. So make sure to stay in the chat and be active. That's all you need to do so that you'll be eligible to win our giveaway prize. So that's pretty much it for me. And I think I'm going to hand the floor to Hugo so that he can introduce himself, talk about what we're going to be doing today, and get us started. So Hugo, it's all you.
Hey, hello everybody. So nice to be here with you. So I was asked to do this 20 minutes sketch that is a little bit tricky for me because usually I take a little bit longer to do a sketch, or I'm really fast and I do like 5-10 minute sketch. So my idea was doing a continuous line sketch of this city that I know very well. I lived there for 1 year. So my idea was like giving you some tips how to do like fast sketches while you are traveling or traveling on a boat, for instance, from South Manhattan to Staten Island, and doing like this skyline in a really fast way. So, but as I have 20 minutes, we have kind of 20 minutes to do it. So we will try to give a little bit more detail than I usually do. So come along with me and sketch this skyline. I will be using either the the pen, this slimy pen, either the deep pen, and after I will paint it with some watercolors. I'll be using this sketchbook, the Etchr sketchbook that I've been carrying with me to Naples last week. Paestum, um, to Cetara, uh, Guinea. So that's been my traveling journal from the last weeks. Okay, let's go and let's do it.
Maybe it
Um,
sorry, will
sorry.
be a good idea to do an overhead camera now so that we can
Yes, yes, yes. I will
see
turn
those.
my camera. So sorry, I will install my camera on the tripod.
Yep.
Okay,
So it's just me first. I'll let
I will
Hugo
change my camera.
set up.
Um,
Thank you, Hugo.
okay.
So there we go. Thank you so much, Hugo. And just before we begin, if anyone's asking, the reference image is in the chat. Okay.
Okay. Is it okay, Kathleen? I think
Yes,
it's
we're
okay.
ready to go.
Okay, cool. Let's do it. I'll try to. I don't know if you can see it now. I can't. I can't fit everything. I can't fit everything on
Maybe we
my
can
camera.
a little higher. Yeah,
Mm,
so we can fit
Maybe,
the
maybe
reference
I can put it
image.
higher. Yeah,
Yes.
like
Awesome.
this.
Not
Okay,
too much. A little. Okay.
and put it this here. Is it okay?
Okay, and then maybe let's put it back a little lower so that we can focus on your sketches. That will
Mm-hmm.
be so amazing to see. A little more, closer. There we go. Warmer, warmer, and that would be just a little bit more. There we go. Perfect. You're amazing.
Okay,
Awesome.
cool. So let's go. Usually I start from left to right. As we live in Europe, usually you start writing from left to right. Not I know that not all in all the world we do that. And what I do is I have this scene, no, this that I in order to be easier to understand and to replicate. So what I do is I forget that we are sketching like 200 skyscrapers, and I try to see them as forms. So first I see like a general form that has a particular proportion. Okay, and since I start drawing like from left to right, as I told you, but I'm starting already although I'm starting from left to right, I'm already imagining what is on the top, what is on the right, what is on the center. So regarding the proportions, so what I do is I imagine already more or less how will be the general proportions. So my left point, my right point, my upper point. Okay, I already know that this building will be the highest point. So I try to imagine comparing to these first buildings, how big will it be? Okay, so I know that this will be my highest point, and while I'm sketching this building, I'm comparing already with this one. I know it will be kind of the double, more than the double. Okay, and I'm doing this in continuous line because it's way much faster, more dynamic. Okay, so I know this will be my highest point, so I'm already comfortable that, and I'm already sure that everything will fit on my sketchbook. No, because this is the highest, and so then from here to here is like 1 2 3 4. So 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. Also on 1 2 3 4. So since from these first lines, I'm already, although I don't draw the um, the points, okay, I'm imagining them on my head. Okay, if I would do like uh, I usually tell my students they should do like a skeleton of this sketch, I will not be doing continuous line. So this is the goal here, and it's harder now to do it in continuous line. And what I'm doing while I'm sketching the lines, I'm also adding some values already, like darker values where the shadows are, for instance. Okay. And I'm always comparing for every drawing I draw, I'm comparing it with the left one, for instance, or the right one. I'm always comparing forms.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. And it's much more challenging if you do it in continuous line. You also have to think where are you where the pen is going to, and what is the line that you are going to make next. Sometimes I tilt the pen in order to have um, a thicker line.
Mhm. Makes
Okay.
sense. And with respect to the thicker and thinner lines, is there a reason, um, somebody's asking it in a chat, is there a reason for you to use a Lamy as a dipping pen? Is that a personal preference?
Yeah, it works really well. I always tell this story. I used to use the Uniball pen. That works perfectly well. It's amazing because it's super cheap. The ink is waterproof, uh, and it's light, and it always works. It's super reliable. But one day I was invited to give a workshop for Lamy, and they gave me a Lamy, and I started testing them, and the main difference is like it's I use usually I say it's like driving a nice car and a regular car. Okay, so the Lamy is the nice car. So you have this kind of feeling that is much nicer than when you use like a Uniball pen. So yeah, it's mainly the feeling that this kind of nib gives you, so you can control it better. Um, you can press a little bit more or press a little bit less in order to control the line, and they are also very reliable. Of course, when I use, for instance, um, a gold nib like the Mont Blanc, they are even better because the nib is more flexible, and you can have much more line difference, line width, let's say different kind of lines. Okay, according to the nib um, to the nib variation, let's say. Okay, this is a little bit too stiff, the Lamy one. I would like it to be a little bit less stiff. But anyway, it works really well, and it's like really nice to sketch with this kind of fountain pens. No, that's why I changed from the regular Uniball pen to this Lamy. Or I also use other brands like Faber Castell or Mont Blanc, as I told you. Okay. the 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 flexible the nib is, the better, because it allows you like these different kind of lines. No, the more you press, the thicker they are.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Hmm.
And just to quickly clarify, for this pen, do you dip it in ink or is there like an area or compartment for you to load the ink?
No, I do have this gadget, no, where you can get the ink from. Okay, just rotating it, you dip it on the ink, and then you push it. Okay, or you can use a syringe, or sometimes I use also the dip pen. Okay, just in case, because the problem with these fountain pens is they clog a lot, because um I'm using waterproof ink. So the problem with these pens is they even Lamy clogs a lot. So you have to clean it, or you have to use them a lot. If you use them like every day, they usually they don't clog. But even if you use them every day, you should clean it like once, twice a week. Okay, that's what they advise you to do. I don't do it so often. But yeah, but they tend to clog. So, and if they clog, I always have this deep pen with me just in case. That's why I'm having I have this deep pen here with me, and that's why if you use non-waterproof ink, they work really, really, really well. But of course, the waterproof inks they get dry inside of the nib. It's sometimes it's a little bit too complicated, and sometimes they clog forever. You
Right.
even if you clean them a lot, so they clog forever. Okay, but yeah, but they are really nice to sketch with. Much more, that much more nicer than a regular pen.
Yeah.
So I usually also use if I can I tend to use like a little bit of water with me in order to have more uh to have different tones, like using gray and black. So when I want something to be grayish, so I just add a little bit of water on the ink. Okay, either with the deep pen or even with the Lamy, I also do that. So, in order, for instance, in order to when I'm beginning a sketch, I like it to be lighter. So sometimes I mix the ink with a little bit of water. So you have like this grayish ink, grayish color that is harder to correct if you made some mistake. Okay, and then you use the black on the top of it. Okay, I'm kind of forgetting that I'm doing continuous lines sometimes.
So Hugo, you mentioned earlier that you prefer this because of the feel
Yeah.
and the ability for you to be able to alter the line weight, um,
Mm-hmm.
I guess
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
more smoothly.
Yeah.
So when you
Mm-hmm.
press it, uh, what nib, just to out of curiosity, what nib are we using at the moment? Is there a
So we
specific
are
type for that?
this one is the extra fine, I think, or the fine. I don't really recall. This one is I think it's the
Okay,
fine one. Mm-hmm.
gotcha.
Yeah. So, what I was telling, yeah, I have two basic ways of changing the line weight. So one way is like changing the nib from like this or like this, and there is in fact there are three ways. So the first way is changing the knee position. Okay, although it's not very natural with the lamite, it works really well, changing the knee direction. There are other brands that don't, they are not so permissive on doing that, like the Mont Blanc. It's not very nice when you turn it on to the other side. The other way is pricing. Okay, and that's when I told you that it really makes the difference when you have a really good like gold nib, where this variation is super, and where you have a wide range of variation. Okay, and the third way is like being faster. Okay, the faster we go, the thinner it gets. Okay, so you have these three ways, and another way, and then the fourth way is mixing with a little bit of water, no, that it gets lighter. Okay, so that's another way of like changing your line weight. That does that make sense?
Yes, those are really helpful tips. Thank you for breaking that
Okay,
down.
cool. So I kind of did my skeleton already. Okay, so what I would do now is starting doing some values. Okay, maybe I can change start. I can change now for this the deep pen in order you can see the difference. It's not so different. The thing I like with the deep pen is you can choose the thickness of it. Okay, you can have several ones, and you can have so you can really choose the thickness of it. Okay, it's a little bit when you're working outside. It's a little bit annoying because you have to dip it like from every 1 minute. I don't know, like every from I don't know, like regularly you have to dip it into your ink, and you have to carry the cartridge with you. That is a little bit annoying. The little compartment, how do you say, the little bottle with you. Hmm. Okay, so now what I'm going to do with the dip pen is adding some values on my sketch. Okay, and adding some details.
Great. That's like an automatic shadow once you've dropped in there.
Yeah.
And as
So
well,
I'm adding shadows and adding details at the same time. Okay,
gotcha.
so
That
I'm
makes sense.
adding the window, so it's like a way of losing less time or like being faster. Okay, for instance, here in this building, I'm only doing the windows on the shadow of the building, on the let's say on the darkest part of the building. So at the same time, I'm doing the shadows and the windows. Okay, so one thing that is really important, a part of the lines, is the drawing is learn how to see, basically. So the more you see, the more things you see. So life is much more beautiful when you sketch, because you see things in a different way, and you with the simple fact that you look at stuff more time than regular people that don't sketch makes things so much beautiful, because you suddenly you start realizing in other things that people that don't sketch never see, because they don't look so much so often. Okay, so for instance, in this the biggest building, the 9/11 one tower. So you can see that you have this light triangle, no, it is way much lighter, and you have the other triangles that are way much darker. Okay, so instead of just doing the outline, so what I'm doing is at the same time I'm giving depth by adding this darker value um, on the triangles that are on the shadow part. Okay, and at the same time I'm kind of suggesting all these little no these yeah these windows and these all these floors, that the building has. I don't know how many floors, like hundreds, maybe. Okay, and every time I need a little bit more I want to give some more depth or more some dark value, I press the dip pen.
And that makes sense. So we can add more shadows. And we were able
Mm-hmm.
to suggest shadows in what, like 24-ish minutes?
Mm-hmm.
So others who are right here, for the newcomers, I just wanted to quickly welcome you all and make sure to stay till the end, because we are giving away an Etchr sketchbook. So I know you guys would like to have that. And Hugo would like you to have that. So make sure you stick till the
Mm-hmm.
end.
Mm-hmm.
Back
That's
to
when
a
I'm
question here in the chat. Sorry.
That's what the one I'm using now, the 100% cotton. This is really cool.
Amazing, thank you. Quick question, Hugo. Do you ever
Hmm.
use a food nib? Sorry.
No, no, I never used just because I'm lazy and I don't know. I would love to use it. I never tried, but yeah, but it should be great because you can
Mhm.
you can even have more like the range of variation. It's even better. No, it's even wider. Yeah, but I never tried it. No.
This speaks more to you, I guess. You
Hmm.
do you.
Okay, now we are still suggesting windows. Okay, let's try.
So when you
Although, mhm,
sorry, when you say suggesting, you're basically drawing lines to suggest the windows from
mhm.
afar,
Yeah, I don't draw all of them, but
right?
the goal is always much better to suggest than to draw it all because it's faster and it's more
For
beautiful
sure.
because it leaves room from to imagination. No, you can kind of guess what's there. No, I think it's way much more beautiful. I think it's one of the main difference between a good and a regular sketch because I'm asked a lot about what is a good sketch. It's such a hard question. Why no? What is what's the difference between a good and a bad sketch? And I think one of the maybe one of the things that I think that can make the difference is like this suggestion, no, leaving gaps for your brain to try to guess what's there, no. Um, how much time do you have, Caitlin? Like,
I think
oh,
we have 5 more minutes
yeah, cool.
to wrap up. If yeah,
Mm. So we
I love
can
how you
keep.
say. Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, somebody's saying, I love how you say life is much more beautiful when you sketch, says Maria.
Sure, sure. It's just regular people just don't look at the world, no. And I'm not of course I'm not the only one saying this. There is this famous philosopher, Spanish philosopher, that says that it's really important that um, kids draw because like that they can look at the world, no. And I always say that I when I do my regular um, commuting trips, um, as I sketch these spots a lot, um, and I compare the drawings I used to do like 20 years ago and the drawings that I do now. The main difference is like these layers that you see that you didn't see before, just because you have looked at it with another kind of attention. You know what I mean? So um, I remember when I started sketching, I usually I only cared about basically I cared about outlines, and now I'm really focusing on shadows, reflections. Now I'm hooked with the reflections. You know, reflections are so beautiful. And like I always tell my students, when we sketch a window, usually we just get like the frame of the window in black, and but there is so much uh, in between those frames, like all the reflections that usually you can see in a window. Yeah, and now I think that every window is a poem, no? That you can be like hours sketching what's the reflections on those windows. Okay, so as we only have 5 minutes to go, um, let's do a little bit of values using watercolor that is faster. So I will be using this ultramarine blue.
Can we move
And a
the
little
palette
bit,
a little so we can see? There we
yeah.
go. That's a cute.
So yeah, I'm using this ultramarine blue and kind of brownish color. I think this is like the sienna.
Mhm.
I like to have my own gray, so I like to make my own grays. And what I do is I add more. Let's do like a general brown. I add more brown if I want the shadows to be warmer, and I add a little bit more blue if I want them to be cooler. Okay, but it's important to have a little bit of variation.
Wonderful.
And it's
Eleanor
really
says in chat, oh, sorry.
sorry.
Oh, I thought you'd like to hear this. Eleanor mentioned that this is very helpful and she's using fountain pens to do this, and it feels
Hmm.
freeing to use continuous lines.
Yeah, it's so thrilling now. But it's way much faster. I used to do like this 1 week 1 week challenge, like personal challenge that was sketching a skyline every week. So I would do it online, and would do like this live sketching a skyline
Mhm.
every week on continuous line.
I guess practice does give you like the confidence even more. Hugo would be able to move the sketchbook a little upwards.
Yeah. What I'm
Thank
doing
you so
now
much.
is I'm leaning it a little bit.
Right.
That is like that is a basic way of painting watercolor. No, it's like leaning your your sketchbook a little bit so the watercolor can flow.
And you're using what kind of brush, Hugo, just to clarify
I'm using
how this
the
is.
Etchr brushes.
Now the bigger one, the
Yeah,
size 20.
yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm using the bigger one like for the water, and I'm
Mhm.
using the others. It depends on the on what I'm sketching.
If you
It's
guys are
important
following
that
along, sorry.
mhm. It's important that you
Oh,
use water. The huge mistake that my students do when they are using watercolor is forgetting to use water on the watercolor. So we tend to forget about the water. So the trick is using water, a lot of water.
mhm.
Hmm. Okay, Caitlin.
Oh, I was just mentioning that if they were following along today, to tag Hugh because I just dropped your Instagram handle in the chat. So
Hmm.
please feel free to check that out.
Okay, thank you.
Can we move it a little upward so that we can
Hmm.
see what we're, there we go.
Okay,
Thank you
cool.
so much. Yeah. Ooh. I'm just gonna quickly steal the spotlight from you, Hugo. Somebody was asking about Etchr making brushes. Yes, we do make a range of art materials, from satchels to sketchbooks, which again, will be the grand prize for later. So make sure to stick till the end. But yeah, we also do watercolor brush set as also gouache brush
Mm,
set. So it's really amazing.
mhm.
So what
Yeah,
you'll Hugo.
you have all these ranges. That is really cool. I like to I use these a lot, the square ones, to do the windows or the shadows of buildings. Those are really cool for architecture.
Yeah.
And now I'm just adding some values like on the trees. It's really important to have the contrast, um, to leave the whites. Super important. The
Right.
most important in watercolor is what you don't paint. So if you want like the light to stand out, you have to put dark on the next to it. You have to use dark on the next to it. So that is kind of the general rule.
Oh, thank you, Steve. So somebody's mentioning in the chat that they also love the black brushes, especially the
Hmm.
square ones, and he's an architect as well. So thank you.
Yeah.
That kind of validation means a lot to us. Thank you so much. Wow, we're able to make this in a span of time. So if you guys can do this in your lunch breaks or if you're too busy, there's no excuse because Hugo has just proven that you can do this in a short amount of time.
Here you can say you can try this at home. No?
Yeah, we
Okay.
would love to see your work and we'd love to see what you do. Um, so I'm gonna drop our Instagram handles in the chat, um, as is. So that up, but also
I can,
Hugo's Instagram.
yeah, thank you. I can try to do like also maybe I can show this sketchbook again, no? I think
Mhm.
people always love to see the sketchbooks. Okay.
So maybe we can do the sketchbook flip through while we do the Q&A,
Mm-hmm.
since we're
That
down
would
to
be
our
great.
finishing touches, I believe. Is that what,
Mm-hmm.
is that right? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So,
When we work with watercolors, we always the thing that you should know is, of course, you work on dry and wet on wet. No, so if you want, for instance, if you want to draw this to paint the river, it's nice that you have the watercolors is still wet, so you can do this organic values. Okay. On the other hand, when you do the shadows of the buildings, that they are much more sharper. So there you should let the watercolor to get totally dry in order to have these sharp um, sharp shadows.
yeah, good point.
And yeah, you can
Very.
also suggest with your brush like the windows, not every of them, but like trying to suggest the scale of the buildings, like suggesting the floors. You don't need to do all of them, like just suggesting some of the floors.
Yeah.
Here we have this kind of roundish building, so maybe you can suggest a little shadow variation here.
Okay. So I'm just going to quickly insert a question for our Q&A, Hugo, while you're
Hmm.
wrapping up. So
Yeah.
this is from Marina.
Okay.
How do you
Hmm.
manage the dip on location?
Oh, sometimes it's a mess. But yeah. but usually I just have of course I have my little bottle with me,
Mhm.
okay, and my dip pen. Just I put the bottle on the floor and I just dip it. There is no
Mhm.
special trick. The thing is, the important thing, of course, is having like a little bottle. Sometimes usually what I do is I try to dip the bottle in just in the tap of the bottle in order to be easy. But yeah, just like that. Not much to know. The thing, yeah, you have to really be careful. I had a lot of accidents when I was using the big bottles. And of
Mhm.
course, sometimes the ink can fall, and it's a mess.
Yeah, portable is the
Mm,
way to go, and we're
yeah,
here to help you
of
with
course,
that.
of course, you have to be careful with the nib. You have to protect the nib. So I use I use this roll to put my nib on. Okay, and what I do is I always put the nib next to the big brush, so it's kind of protected. No,
Protection, yeah.
so that's what I do. Okay.
Okay.
So can I do you want me to flip the sketchbook? I don't know what I have here. Let's check. I'm
Yep.
not sure. So this is the
Um,
big one. So this is the A4 one.
mhm.
Um, this is New York. This is Naples. I don't know if I should rotate it or is okay like this, Caitlin, or shall
Yeah,
I
I think
rotate it?
we can rotate the sketchbook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a Vespa, 5 minute sketch of a Vespa in Naples. This is
Oh, yep.
those are some ruins in Peston. That is the most well preserved Greek temples in Europe, in near Naples. That are amazing. This is a fisherman village, village in Amalfi
Wow.
Coast. This is Atrani, also in Amalfi Coast. There are a lot of
Mhm.
shows that are filmed here. It's amazing. It's right next to to Amalfi. This is Salerno, also close to Amalfi, next to Amalfi. And this is Guinea-Bissau. So I did a trip with my father there a couple of weeks
Oh,
ago. Yeah,
that's so sweet.
because he lived there 50 years ago. So as a gift for his 80th birthday, I went there with him to remember his old days. So this is Guinea.
Nice.
This is the car we rented to drive in Guinea. The people on the boat, the harbor. So it's amazing. It's super colorful. People we were talking with. This is my father. Uh,
Oh,
the boat again to the island and people on the boat. It's amazing to. It's like a paradise to paint because it's super colorful. And this is the plane and the restaurant
you've
we
got
didn't.
nice words, lovely words from the in the chat. Thank you,
This is
everyone.
it is the Citroen that I never finished. It was done on site, so the guy just went away, and I never finished the car.
Oh,
Mm. This is Buenos Aires with Richard Briggs, the Australian artist. This is, in fact, his drawing. This is Buenos Aires, and this is the first sketch. Okay,
amazing. Thank you
and
so much.
I love. People sometimes don't like the white cover, but I love it because you have here all your I don't know all your memories on this cover. You know, like the dust from Guinea, some stain that just dropped on the cover. I love it.
Yeah, for sure. Adds more character to it. All
Yeah.
right. Um, well, Thank you so much, Hugo, for that lovely demonstration and for showing to us generously your sketchbook. That's a freebie flip through
Okay.
already. But we are giving away a sketchbook as promised. So the mechanics are simple. You just have to be here at the moment in the live so that you'll be able to, you'll be eligible to join the giveaway. Lovely comments right here. So
No,
the
that's the
mechanics are
best
simple.
part. No, that's the best part.
It is. That's the best part. Thank you. Um, yeah, so this is what you've all been waiting for. So the mechanics are simple. You don't have to type anything yet in the chat. But when I type the word go, I will give you 15 seconds to type to guess the number from 1 to 50 that I have written here in this piece of paper. And I'm going to hold that right up in the screen. So don't type anything yet. And when I type the word stop, all of those entries are between the word go and stop are the only ones that will be considered. If there is someone who guesses the number correctly, they are the winner. There's going to be only one winner. If there are two people who will guess it, the first person who guesses it will win. If there's no one who will guess the right number, the number that's closest to the number that I've written are typing the word here in the chat. So I am gonna type the word. Oh, my voice is cutting out. Bear with me. Do that again. Does the sound better? Thank you for
Yes,
letting
it's
me
perfect.
know. Yeah, it looks like my voice is cutting out. Let me know if it's all good. So no, I'll be the one to type the word go. So, yeah. While waiting, if you're confirming if everything's all good, I'm gonna read quickly the comment from Steville. Really nice. I always like unfinished sketches since I feel like an underachiever quite a bit. Thanks for the reality check. Not everything can be a finished masterpiece. All right.
I totally agree.
Sounds good for me. Okay. So again, type your guess for the number from 1 to 50. First person to guess the correct number wins. If nobody guesses the number, the closest number to it from the word go to stop. So here I am. I'm going to type the word go. So you have 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. So while I'm scanning through the entries, Hugo, any final words that you'd like to tell our participants to inspire them to get them started with sketching again? So yeah.
Yeah. So I used to tell my students that sketching is a superpower that you have, because it's super empathic. Um, it's a way of it's like the most beautiful and broad way of communicating, as it's universal. So everybody can understand. I remember when I gave a conference in Japan a couple of years ago, and nobody was understanding what I was saying, although I was speaking English, but they were really like focused on the drawings. So they all people always understand this language. So it's such a beautiful language, and the younger you are, I only there is one thing that I regret was not having started before, like sketching regularly. I only started sketching every day when I was on my 30s, and I regret so much not having started like when I was 18 or 16. So if you are 16, or if you are young, or just started it as soon as you can,
Yeah.
because all all the things that drawing gave me, uh, they are they are so beautiful. So the thing I want to say is the the sooner you can starting sketching, the better. You will have a little much more nice, beautiful experience for sure. You know, it's like a it's as it's so universal. It can open you so many doors. Um, that yeah, that's the only thing I regret not having started before. And yeah, and it's like a superpower that changed my life. Like I would not be here speaking with you if I would not sketch so hard. Of course, it's of course it's hard work, but it's not so hard to sketch every day. Like you just need to do like a 5 minute sketch every day. It's not so hard.
Commit to it. I love that. And I love how you said superpower that changed your life.
Yeah,
It really is.
yeah, but
Thank you.
it's true. It's true. It's true. It's because it's really true because yeah, I won't be detailing here because it's we are wrapping. But yeah, I what I would say just try it, and in a couple of years, we can like having another live, and then I will have your feedback, and I'm sure that if you sketch regularly, uh, your life will change. So in we can maybe we can meet in 5 years, uh,
Yeah.
and uh,
Gosh,
and. And I'm sure that some of the sketchers that are listening now, they can give us their feedback of this change and how this
for
superpower
sure.
can change your life, their life.
Absolutely. I love how you said that. Thank you so much, Hugo. I
Hmm.
am going to just lessen my brightness till I can reveal. So just for context, nobody got the exact number, but I was able to select the closest to it. So the number I have here is 11, and I am pinning the number who got it. So that's Shanti Thirumalai. She got number 9. So congratulations, Shanti, for winning an Etchr
Congratulations.
Everyday Sketchbook of your choice. So just email us at hello@etchrlab.com to claim your prize. But I'm pinning this message here again. So congratulations, Shanti. And thank you so much, everybody, for um I'm getting the error message. I think we're back. Yeah. Okay. Um, thank you so much, everyone, for joining and also for sticking with us till the end. Thank you for the demo. So again, if you have followed along, please tag Hugo as well as Etcher Lab on our Instagram here. There we go. I'm dropping the link in the chat. I'm also dropping his direct Instagram link so that you all can see his wonderful works. And Hugo is right. If you have followed along and if you want critique and you're too shy to post it, feel free to shoot him a DM and he'd be happy to give you some feedback on it. So thank you so much again, everybody. Congratulations, Shanti. And thank you so much, Hugo. You've been such an amazing inspiration today.
Thank
Congratulations.
you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you, everybody. Until next time, make more art, everybody. Bye for now.
Bye bye. Ciao, ciao.
Thank you so much, Hugo. I think we're done. Let me see.
We're done. Oh, I
Thank you
didn't tell you
so much.
before. I was